When you want to achieve success in your life, you must understand this one question. Does your thinking create your environment, or does your environment create your thinking? And to understand this question, you must first understand what is a habit. Now, a habit is like a pre-programming for your mind and your body. It's a set of behaviors and emotions that have been rehearsed so many times that they happen automatically. And how does this affect people? It's really important to understand this. See, most people, they wake up at the same time, they do the same thing, they get out of bed, they brush their teeth, they start to think. And when they start to think about their problems. And their problems are in the past. They're your brain accessing a memory, which is a record of the past. And then when it accesses those memories, you begin to feel bad. You begin to feel anxiety or worry or that I'm not enough. Now, if you believe how you feel and think creates your life, but you're living in the past, feeling the past, being programmed by the past, that means your past will soon be your future. And if you believe your thoughts have something to do with your destiny and you're stuck thinking in the past, then you're going to be creating that same life over and over again. So when people get up, they do the same thing every day. They read the newspaper and they have the same emotions, or they go on social media and they connect with their friends, or they get enraged about something and they have the same emotions. They go to work, they see the same people, they do it at the same time, and they have the same emotions. They do the same things every day and they feel the same emotions every day. It's like a routine that the body runs. It's a program. And now, most people, they've lost their free will and they don't even realize it. That cycle becomes a subconscious program that's acted out over and over again. The same behaviors, the same emotions, and by the time we're well into our years as an adult, this memorized set of behaviors, emotional responses, attitudes about things, beliefs, it's all hardwired in. So when a person says, I want to change, I want to be happy, I want to be successful, the body is on a completely different program. So how do you change? Well, you have to start reprogramming the subconscious mind. How do you reprogram the subconscious mind? Well, most people wait for a crisis or a loss or a disease to decide to change. The thing is, no matter what's going on in a person's life, they can decide to change right now. And why is it that so many people find it so hard to change, so hard to get over past problems, past traumas, past failures? The reason it's so hard for them is the brain has created such a powerful memory. It takes a snapshot of this event that's surrounded in these powerful emotions. And it says, watch out. Watch out, make sure this bad thing doesn't happen again. Watch out in case this bad thing is about to happen so we can react to it. And then a person is living in fear, in anxiety, in feeling a lack because the brain is constantly on the lookout, trying to be aware, saying alert, watch out. And this becomes a powerful mix, a powerful chemical concoction, a negative concoction inside the body. And this powerful emotion can happen during the event, but it can also last for days. And people can dwell on a bad thing or a negative emotion. And when they're dwelling on it for a few days, people call it a mood. They say, oh, that person, they're in a bad mood because this thing happened and now I don't feel good. I feel angry, I feel upset, I feel worried because of this thing that happened. And if it goes on longer, if this emotional reaction goes on longer, so if they keep that going for months Now, people call that a temperament. You might ask her, why are you so irritable? And she'll tell you, well, this thing, it happened to me months ago, and I don't feel good. It's not fair. And if that emotional reaction, the same emotional reaction, keeps going for years, now that becomes a personality trait. Oh, that person, he's just a loser. He feels bad about himself. Don't worry about him. He's not the type of person you want to be around. It's become a personality trait. So, what's the solution? Most people keep replaying the event over and over again because their body is producing stress hormones that are saying, pay attention. They keep living that way because their body is telling them to pay attention in case it happens again. Then, most people spend their lives, their whole lives, living in stress, feeling inadequate, in anticipation of more bad things to come. Their brain, their body saying, watch out, more failure will happen. More bad things will happen. And they continue this way, constantly programming themselves without knowing it. Programming themselves for the worst possible outcome. Conditioning their bodies so that you feel anxiety. You feel that you can't achieve what you want. You can't achieve the success that you want. When you ask a person why, they say, oh, because my mother didn't do X. Or when I was a child, I was bullied. Or this traumatic thing happened to me 10 or 20 years ago. And they have not been able to change in 10 or 20 years. Their body is feeding off the same energy from those past experiences. And they use those same energies and those emotions and those past problems to reaffirm their current limitations. And that's why when it comes time to change, their body resists the change. So the body is constantly reliving that past experience, believing it's happening again, over and over again, every day, every time that memory is recalled. This puts your state of being in the past. And now the hardest part isn't wanting to make a change. The hardest part is the old pattern is so wired in that it's unconscious. If you're feeling bad, inadequate, not enough, you can't do it, or feeling fear or whatever that bad feeling is, your body gives you those chemicals. And then your brain checks with your body, says, hey body, what's going on? And your body says, yes, I'm feeling worried, I'm feeling bad, I'm feeling these bad emotions. And the cycle continues. You start thinking those thoughts and it perpetuates the exact same cycle. And when you think those thoughts about how you feel, your body is becoming the mind. The servant is becoming the master. And if you try to change, you don't feel the same, and the body says, wait, these new feelings, I don't want this. This new thing, I don't want it. Take me back to the old way. I've been doing this for years, and I want to keep doing the same thing. I don't want to change. It's scary. It's different. The body says, take me back to what I'm used to. And it starts to influence the mind, saying, I'll do it later, I'll start tomorrow, you're never gonna change, you're not good enough, this can't work, or whatever excuse it is. This isn't going to work for you, it will tell you. And if you respond to that thought and that feeling to go back to where you used to be, then it will lead to the same behavior and produce the same old emotion. The servant has become the master. You're not in charge, and you don't even realize it. It's important to understand that the body becomes the subconscious mind. When you have a thought that I'm not good enough, or a fear that something won't work out, when you think of your future, or you think of the worst case scenario, you think that thought and you begin to feel the feelings associated with it. The thing is, your body doesn't know the difference between a thought and what's really happening in the outside world. Either way, you feel that emotion and it becomes real for the body. Most people go around reaffirming their emotional states. So when it comes time to give it up and change, they can say, I want to do it. But the body has become stronger than the mind. And instead of doing something different, the body wants to do the same thing that it's always done. Doing something unknown and new is scary. Many people will say, I don't know if I can achieve what I want. I don't know if I can have the change or the success that I want. I can't predict how things will go. I can't predict the future. I don't know if it will happen. And the best way to achieve the success you want, the change you want, is to predict your future and to create it. And how do you create it? What thoughts and what behaviors do you want? What actions will you need to take? You have to program the machine. So, how do you program the machine? Well, you must rehearse the thought you want and produce the feeling you want to feel. You see, the brain does not know the difference between what you're imagining and what your experience is in the real world. To begin to install the new programming, you must rewire your brain so that it is no longer a record of the past. It now becomes your map to your future. You keep doing it, and before you know it, you might just start acting like a happy person, like a successful person. And then you'll be a happy person. You'll be a successful person. You will be the change you seek. Let's go deeper. See, you can't wait for results in the outer world to feel motivated and empowered. You can't wait for wealth to feel success and to feel abundance. You can't wait for healing to feel better. You can't wait for a new relationship to feel love. If you're waiting for the outside world to change before you can change, that is a recipe for staying stuck. The second you start feeling successful and worthy and empowered, you are going to start generating success. The second you start feeling better, your healing begins. The second you love yourself, you move towards love. The difference between living as a victim of your circumstance by saying, I am this way because of an event or this thing in the past that made this thing happen to me, and I am this way, the second you stop doing that, you become the master of your own destiny. It all comes down to when you start telling yourself your thoughts and feelings can change your life. You are now on the path to what you want. And you start saying it to yourself, and you start believing it, and then you become the master of your own destiny. Now you can start to answer the question, does your thinking create your environment, or does your environment create your thinking? Now you can start to see a whole new track where you can start to believe you are the creator of your life. If you want to get from a place where you're having this negative emotion and it's in control of your life to a place of abundance and success and effortless change, you must understand the answer to this question. Does your thinking create your environment, or does your environment create your thinking? See, if your life is not being defined by a vision that you program into your brain, then you are only left with the program from the past, and the past will program the program. Because every day you will see the same people, go to the same places, feel the same emotions, and do the same things. Your environment will control you. And unless you are proactively programming something different, nothing will change. And that's why meditation is such a powerful tool for change. And why is it such a powerful tool? As you sit down and close your eyes, you can disconnect from your current environment. And if you can command your body to stay and force feed it thoughts and visions and emotions that you want, not the visions or emotions that your body wants to give you, but the ones that you want to give it. And to really do it, that is where the magic starts. See, the body wants to live in its emotional past. So every time that thought or feeling of negativity, the feeling I'm not enough, or I can't do this, or it's impossible, or whatever it is, whatever comes up, you need to be aware of it and pull yourself back to the present. Your body will try to trick you. It will tell you this is the time to feel sad, or this is the time to get angry, or feel worried or anxiety, or I can't do it, or judge the situation. What it's doing is looking for that predictable chemical flood inside of your body, that emotion that it's become addicted to. Every time that happens to you, you must become aware and pull yourself back to the present moment. Then command your mind. Take charge of the program. And you keep doing it over and over again. No matter what the mind or the body is throwing at you, until the subconscious program is rewritten, and then you will become free. And you break the chains of the past and become the creator of your future.